challenges moving to this country and having a newborn, not having the family to support you, not understanding some of the products, not having someone you can trust.
Right.
Do you help people also to find doctors? Talk about different. Can you talk about some other challenges that expats face when they're trying to have a newborn in a country where they're unfamiliar?
Yeah, well, certainly when it comes to medical care, you know, every country is so different. And I've had experience having to get dropped off in a country and having to figure that out. It's very different here when people come here that have been in countries that have like a national health system. They come here and they have to switch to this insurance-based thing. And one of the first things I have them do is call the insurance company, and I give them questions to ask to find out, you know, what their coverage is and what they're going to have to pay for, and help them understand the terms that the insurance company is giving them. Because the person on the phone with the insurance company doesn't know that you're an expat, and they may not have that experience to really relate that back to you properly. So I help with that. Certainly help them find doctors if they need to, but the ultimate decision is on them. I'm just kind of coaching them and educating them on how to find that person.
But you're really walking them through the steps. It's nice that you're able to give them questions to ask, because maybe the questions they would ask in their country aren't the same they would ask in this country. And maybe in their country, I know I've lived in Europe, that in Europe the procedure of having a baby is you're in the hospital for several days to a week, which is normal, whereas in the United States within 24 hours you're out unless there's a complication. And that's very scary for people coming from another country and not having support when they go home also.
Right. And I also help them prepare if their family is coming to visit. And I have them create like a cheat sheet for their family with some emergency telephone numbers, the address and kind of the map of where they are, a list of stores and things like that that are nearby, so that their family member doesn't come here and actually become a burden on them. You know, the person who just had the baby is the one that needs the help. You don't want your family to come visit you and then you're too busy trying to help them kind of get acclimated.
Right. So you've talked to us about what you do and how the people you work with, the families that you work with, benefit from your service. Is there any advice that you could offer, especially expat women or families when they're coming to this country, as far as when they're planning to have a newborn, or if they're arriving and they're already pregnant and getting ready to have a delivery? Is there any advice you could offer them?
Certainly. One of the things I would say is find out about your health care coverage and your childbirthing options if you're planning to give birth here. Another thing is don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask your friends, ask your family. You know, if they may know somebody in the country that you're going to. Ask doctors, ask people in the store. Another thing I would say is specifically for people who are coming to the U.S., you know, I'd say embrace and, you know, engage in the expat community, but don't be afraid of getting involved in the local community. I know here in Houston there are tons of local moms groups, and it allows you to really kind of integrate yourself into society more, and they're completely open, you know, to people who aren't necessarily from here, and it's very accessible. One of the other things I would say, which is very important, is make sure that you establish citizenship for your baby in your home country or wherever you're trying to go back to, because it's different here in the United States. Every baby that's born here actually can get a U.S. passport and they are a U.S. citizen. But maybe if you're having a baby someplace else, you don't want to have this baby who doesn't have a passport.
For when you travel in the future.
Exactly.
Good advice. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Thank you very much for talking with us on the Expat View, Shenequa. At the end of this interview, there will be Shenequa's information. You've been watching the Expat View. Please visit us on Facebook and like us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please go to our website at www.theexpatview.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.